Hello everyone, and welcome to Denim Diamonds, our 20th anniversary in 2020. So it's a little different than what we're accustomed to. Typically, we are all gathered in a beautiful place. We're enjoying each other's company, and we are getting set for an incredible night. Well, tonight's a little different. Obviously, the pandemic has forced us to change things up just a little bit, but our mission is still the same. Our outlook is still so very, very high. And tonight, we're going to depend upon you now more than ever. I am so pleased to be joined by Dr. Khan, the Executive Director of the Simmons Cancer Institute. And Dr. Khan, welcome to our 20th anniversary. Welcome once again to Denim Diamonds virtually, and welcome to what we anticipate to be a very, very exciting night.
Thank you. Good evening, Miles, and welcome to all our guests on this 20th annual Denim Diamonds Gala benefiting Simmons Cancer Institute at SIU. This is going to be a fantastic virtual event. And before we start, I want to thank our sponsors. Presenting sponsors, Simmons Henley CONROY. Emerald sponsors, Dr. ROLAND FOLSE, the Noonan Petton Group at Merrill Lynch. SAPPHIRE sponsors, Jeff and Tina Bennett, BRANDT, LEVI, Ray and SHOUP Incorporated. We would also like to thank our other generous sponsors for their support.
And Dr. Khan, for those people who don't exactly know what that title entails, why don't you tell us a little bit more in detail about what your role and position here is?
So I'm a hematologist oncologist, and I see patients every day. The way we manage our patients is with multidisciplinary tumor boards, where groups of physicians with different specialties will get together, review a patient's data, and come up with the management plan. This is the cutting edge and the best way to manage cancer patients with multiple specialties, including surgery, radiology, radiation oncology, and pathology, as well as our nursing staff and support staff involved in coming up with a management plan.
We are so fortunate to have the Simmons Cancer Institute here in Springfield. We are so very fortunate to have people like Dr. Khan who are leading the way, heading up that ship. And we are also so fortunate to have so many of you joining us yet again. I know tonight's a little different, but as I said from the onset, this one is one that we want to make you feel comfortable. We want to make you feel like you're still sitting at the Crown Plaza. Some of you are having dinners right now. You're sitting next to each other. So it's kind of the same thing. You just can't see all of us at the same time. But Dr. Khan, as we discuss tonight more in depth, what are the funds used that are going to be raised tonight? How do they best benefit the Simmons Institute?
Thank you for asking me that. Majority of these funds will go to support research. And as you all know, the research that we support is done right here at the Cancer Center and at the university. We also use some of these funds to involve our patients and their family members in various activities that lessen their stress, including Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. We also utilize some of these funds to provide refreshments and snacks to our patients while they're getting treated.
It's wonderful. It's so many things that you just don't know about. It's so many things that you weren't really aware of that happen behind the scenes that help bring the entire thing together to help benefit so many patients that are working and that are being treated here at the Simmons Cancer Institute. Dr. Khan, is there a particular project that comes to mind when you think of something that has been funded through the research here at the Simmons Cancer Institute?
So we usually fund anywhere between 1 and 3 projects every year. And the important thing to understand about these projects is that this is grassroots research. When an investigator asks a question and wants to generate some data, they will write up that study and present it to us. We will send their idea to 4 outside reviewers to assess whether there's merit in that proposal, and we score it. So those people who get the highest score get funded. I'll give you an example. This year we funded a project by Dr. Yuan and Dr. Rao. These are 2 researchers who are looking at a specific protein called the nuclear receptor interacting protein 1. And this protein is very interesting. In mice, it has been shown to be related to breast cancer when there are issues with production or the gene that controls this protein. So with that animal data, they presented this to us. And after review, we felt that this was an interesting project. The way we were going to look at, or the way they proposed that they would look at this protein, is to see if this could tell us who was at risk of developing breast cancer, and second, whether the fluctuation in the levels of this protein could give us an early indication in those patients who were relapsing. The third very interesting point with this protein is that we can potentially target it and thereby intervene in patients with actual breast cancer. So those are the preliminary questions. We will fund this, we will have data, and then these researchers will go out to the National Cancer Institutes and others to get to the next step in research with development of the various therapeutics.
Think about that. All of that research, all of those things that are being done and facilitated right here in Springfield, Illinois. But more importantly, all those things that are being done because of you. They're being done because of your generosity. They're being done because of your commitment and your belief in people like Dr. Khan and the rest of the team, that you know just how vital it really is and how important that research is. And so it's because of you and efforts like Dr. Khan and his associates that they continue to advance. They continue to move the needle, and they continue to try to get us one step closer, just as you were told. Think about that. The ability to almost predict breast cancer. Wow. That, my friends, is worth its weight in gold. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you a short message from John Simmons, the chair of the Simmons CONROY Institute, and tonight's presenting sponsor.
Welcome to Denim Diamonds 2020. We hope you're having a wonderful cuisine and some fine wine and enjoying yourselves. Make sure you check out the silent auction items too. But we're doing it virtual this year, and you know why. I won't go into that. But I just wanted to say that cancer has affected all of our lives. I know it's affected my life personally, our firm's life, and as I said, I'm sure yours as well. And the Simmons Cancer Institute is a community-based, regional-based cancer hospital that provides great service for our clients and our patients and the entire community. We hope that you will consider being a sponsor next year. If you weren't this year, if you were a sponsor this year, thank you very much. This isn't about me. This isn't about my wife, Jane. We wanted to make a difference, and we thought this would be a good way to do so, and we would invite you to join us on that journey. It's a wonderful thing. Please help us, and let's keep this thing rolling. Simmons Cancer, thank you.
We certainly have an exciting night still ahead. I want to remind you that tonight's auction will be open until 9 o'clock. The raffle, there's 2, that will be open until 8 o'clock this evening. So bid early and bid often. We even went a step further. You see the QR code? All you need to do is take your smartphone, walk right up to your computer, your TV, whatever it is that you're watching us on, hold it up there, and it will actually open up the bidding website for you. So that's just another way that we've made things a lot easier for you. Instead of me walking around and pointing to each one of you directly, I'm pointing to you right here. Make sure you open that up and start bidding with us. So As you always remember, for those of you who have attended this event in the past, we want to give you an opportunity to raise your hand for hope. And tonight is no exception. We have a website that is listed on your screen. All you need to do is go to that website and you can participate in our bidding tonight as well. We're asking each one of you to help raise your hand for hope. I want you to think about the things that Dr. Khan mentioned. I want you to think about all of the research that's being done and being developed right here in our own backyard. And then I want you to try to think of putting a price tag on that. You can't. We've oftentimes said, you can't put a price tag on safety. And tonight is no exception. So we're asking you for your help. Tonight, we're coming to you inside your living room or wherever you may be watching us. And we're saying, we want you to raise your hand for hope. There's an opportunity for you to bid. Pricing levels start at $5,000 and they'll work their way down. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. There's no pressure, but there's hope. So we're going to ask you to raise your hand with us and help to generate hope.
My name is Gail Simpson. I am a 11-year cancer survivor. It was September the 7th of 2009. I was in city council meeting when I got the call. I took the call, I left the council meeting and went into the room to take the call. And she said, we found a bump and you need to have surgery. When you get the C, when they say cancer, you don't really focus on anything else except cancer.
I'm Scott DeGraff. I am currently being treated for melanoma cancer on my head. But I remember the first time Dr. Khan walked in and he looked at me and he goes, okay, we have a plan and we're gonna beat this. It's not a if, it's a when. And to me, I was like, okay, sure, let's do this, you know? It's a very welcoming place. It's a very, you know, I don't feel like I'm walking into a clinic. I'm more of walking into a place where I know I have friends and that they want to help me.
My name's Rochelle Duraki. My stepsister, Natalie Goebel, passed away from osteosarcoma when she was 19. Anyone who cares about a person going through cancer is affected by it. She was strong. I mean, it was hard on her, of course, but she tried to make her life as normal as possible. Natalie, she had a contagious smile. She was just so much fun. She was bright. She was beautiful inside and out. And I want to do anything I can to help with cancer research.
My name is Reverend Samuel W. Hale Jr. I am a cancer survivor. My wife passed about 2 years ago. She discovered that she was in 4th stage of metastatic melanoma or skin cancer. This was new to us. For the most part, not that many black people have skin cancer. So awareness of cancer and cancer research has been more real in my mind and heart as well since then, following that.
So please join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Raise your hand for hope. You won't regret it.
Welcome back. What an incredible show of support. And now, once again, we're coming to you. Now is when we really need you to take your phone, open up the camera, go right to that QR code on the bottom, and open up the website that allows you to start bidding. Remember, we have bidding increments from $5,000 all the way down to $20. Whatever you feel is best for you, that's what we're asking for you to do. And your efforts to help us raise your hand for hope. I want to remind you that we will be back around 8:30. That's when we are going to announce tonight's raffle winners. But if your frustration is like mine, if you're looking off to the side and you're seeing your bid continuously be outdone, Well, here's what you need to do. Go in right now and put in a super high bid. Put it as the auto bidder, and guess what? It's gonna keep raising a bid till you get to where you want to get to. But you get it first because you went there first. So if you want to bid. It's just like sitting at the Crown. We just can't see the people next to you. You kind of, because you see them bidding. So let's have some fun throughout the rest of the night. Let's drive it up. Bid early, bid often. We'll be back to announce our winners in just a little bit. Until then, thank you so much for your generosity.